The courtroom smells like old wood and stale coffee. Officer Derek Voss sits on the witness stand, his uniform pressed sharp, his badge catching the overhead lights. He points directly at Marcus Wright. That's him. The defendant. Marcus sits at the defense table in a gray suit, hands folded. His posture is military perfect. His face reveals nothing, but his jaw tightens as Voss speaks. I found the narcotics in his vehicle during a routine traffic stop, Voss continues. His voice carries confidence that fills the room. Hidden under the driver's seat. Approximately 2 ounces of cocaine. The jury, 7 women, 5 men, stares at Marcus. Some faces show disgust. Others show pity. The prosecutor nods, encouraging Voss to continue. Did the defendant resist? The prosecutor asks. He was confrontational, Voss says. Aggressive. I feared for my safety. Marcus's lawyer, Catherine Mills, scribbles notes. Her pen moves fast across yellow legal paper. In the gallery, Natalie Wright sits with her hands clasped. Her knuckles are white. Beside her, their daughter Sarah stares at the floor. The girl's emerald green dress seems too bright for this dark moment. The judge, a silver-haired man named Harlow, adjusts his glasses. Continue, Officer Voss. Voss leans forward. His eyes lock on Marcus. People like him think they're above the law. Military or not, he smirks. But nobody's above the law. Catherine stands. Objection. Speculation and inflammatory. Sustained, Judge Harlow says. Officer Voss, stick to the facts. Voss shrugs. But his smile doesn't fade. Marcus's hands curl into fists beneath the table. 20 years of discipline hold him still. But inside fury burns white-hot. He's lying. And he knows I know it. 6 months ago, Marcus Wright's life looked different. He woke at 5 every morning, ran 3 miles before sunrise, kissed Natalie goodbye, drove to the naval base where he trained young SEALs in combat tactics. Commander Marcus Wright, 20 years of service, 3 Bronze Stars, 2 tours in Afghanistan. His personnel file read like a warrior's resume. Hostage rescues, intelligence operations, counter-terrorism missions. He taught men how to survive when everything went wrong. At home, he was different, softer. He helped Sarah with math homework at the kitchen table. He grilled burgers on Sundays while neighbors stopped by. He coached youth basketball at the community center, teaching 12-year-olds how to work as a team. Defense wins championships, he'd tell them, but character wins life. Natalie taught 4th grade at Lincoln Elementary. She had a master's degree in education and a classroom full of drawings her students made for her. She believed in Marcus completely, the way she'd believed in him since they met 15 years ago at a friend's wedding. Their house was modest. Yellow roses grew along the fence. Inside, family photos covered the walls. Marcus in dress blues, Sarah's school pictures, Natalie's teaching awards. Everything spoke of order, discipline, love. The neighborhood knew him. Mr. Thompson next door called when his basement flooded. Marcus spent 4 hours helping him bail water. The Hernandez family asked him to jump-start their car every winter. He always said yes. That was the man Marcus had built himself to be. Reliable, honorable, present. Then came the night that shattered everything. The traffic stop. The arrest, the headlines. Navy SEAL arrested on drug charges. Local news ran his mugshot for 3 days straight. His commander called him into the office. You're suspended pending investigation. The words were clinical, professional, but they cut like knives. Friends stopped texting. Neighbors avoided eye contact. The parents at Sarah's school whispered when Natalie picked her up. The respect Marcus had earned over 2 decades evaporated in 72 hours. Now he sits in court, watching a cop lie under oath. His uniform hangs in a closet at home. His reputation bleeds out in public, and his daughter can't sleep through the night. 6 months earlier, Marcus drove home from base at 9:30 p.m. Tuesday night. Traffic light. His Camry hummed along the empty street. Classic jazz played low on the radio. He thought about tomorrow's training schedule. Red and blue lights flashed in his rearview mirror. Marcus glanced at his speedometer. 35 in a 40 zone. He signaled and pulled over. Officer Derek Voss approached the driver's window. Young, maybe early 30s, with pale skin and cold blue eyes. His hand rested on his holster. License and registration. Marcus handed them over. "Can I ask why you stopped me, officer?" Voss studied the military ID. His expression changed, hardened. "Your taillight's out." "I just had the car inspected last week," Marcus said carefully. "Everything passed. Well, it's out now." Voss shined his flashlight into the back seat. "Step out of the vehicle." "Is that necessary?" "Step out." The words came harder. Marcus complied. Cold November air bit his skin. He wore his navy sweatshirt. His posture stayed military straight. "I'm going to search the vehicle," Voss said. "Do you have probable cause?" "I smell marijuana." Voss's tone was flat, final. Marcus knew better than to argue. "There's nothing in my car." The search lasted 30 minutes. Voss opened the glove box, checked under the seats, emptied the trunk. Found nothing. He returned to his patrol car, spent 5 minutes inside, then came back. Suddenly he held up a plastic bag, clear, white powder visible inside. "What's this?" Marcus's blood turned to ice. "That's not mine." "Found it under your driver's seat." Voss's voice carried satisfaction. "You have the right to remain silent." "I've never seen that before in my life." Marcus's heart hammered. "You planted that." "They all say that," Voss smiled. It was the smile of someone who'd done this before. "Turn around." The handcuffs clicked. Cold metal. The dashboard camera recorded everything. Voss read him his rights while Marcus's world collapsed. The arrest made the morning news. Navy SEAL commander arrested for narcotics possession. His photo appeared on every local station. The headlines called him a disgrace, a hypocrite. Care fraud. Sarah saw it at school. Kids pointed, whispered. Her teacher called Natalie. "Sarah's having a difficult day." Marcus's commander suspended him immediately. "Pending investigation." The words were professional, but the disappointment was clear. Preliminary hearing. Voss testified with perfect confidence. "I followed procedure. The evidence was properly documented." His story never wavered. Every detail matched his report. The judge ruled, sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. Marcus posted bail, $20,000 they didn't have. Natalie's parents helped. Their retirement savings. Gone. Now 6 months later, Marcus sits in court listening to the same lies. Voss describes the stop, the search, the discovery. His testimony sounds rehearsed because it is. The prosecutor asks, "Did you at any time tamper with evidence?" "Absolutely not," Voss says. He looks directly at the jury. "I'm a police officer. My job is to protect this community." Marcus watches him, studies every gesture, every pause. Voss is good, trained, but something in his eyes flickers when he mentions the bodycam footage. That's where the truth hides. After the day's testimony, Marcus sits alone in the holding cell. Cold concrete walls. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. The sound drills into his skull, his hands shake. Not from fear, from rage so deep it burns in his chest. 20 years of service, 2 decades of discipline, sacrifice, blood, erased by one man's lie. He thinks of Sarah's face when kids at school chanted, "Your dad's a druggie." He thinks of Natalie crying in the bathroom, trying to hide it from him. He thinks of the SEAL trident on his uniform. Honor, courage, commitment. The military trained him for impossible situations. Hostage rescues, combat zones, survival against overwhelming odds. But this is different. No enemy to fight. No mission parameters. Just his word against a badge. The system believes uniforms, and Voss wears the right one. Marcus closes his eyes. His father's voice echoes from decades ago. Samuel Wright, civil rights lawyer, fighter against police corruption. Stand tall, son. Truth has weight. It might take time, but it fights back. Samuel died when Marcus was 19. Heart attack in his office, surrounded by case files. He'd spent 40 years proving cops could lie, could plant evidence, could destroy innocent lives. Marcus joined the Navy partly to escape that world. He wanted to serve honorably, to believe the system worked. To trust the badge meant something. Now he knows better. Officer Derek Voss is everything his father fought against. And the courtroom, this place of supposed justice, protects him. Marcus opens his eyes. The rage crystallizes into something harder, colder, more focused. If the system won't deliver justice, I'll force it to. He thinks of Catherine working through evidence tonight. She believes him. She's found inconsistencies, small cracks in Voss's perfect story. Tomorrow she'll start chipping away. Marcus breathes, steadies himself. 20 years as a SEAL taught him patience, taught him to wait for the right moment, taught him that battles are won in preparation, not panic. Voss made a mistake. He has to have. Nobody's perfect. The guard calls his name. Right, time to go. Marcus stands, straightens his shoulders, walks out with his head high, because that's what his father would do. That's what a SEAL does. This isn't over. Samuel Wright's office smelled like old books and coffee. Marcus remembered sitting there at age 12, watching his father prepare for trial. Files stacked high, yellow legal pads covered in notes. "Why do you fight so hard?" young Marcus asked. Samuel looked up. His eyes were tired but fierce. "Because power protects power, son. Somebody has to stand for the powerless." Samuel spent 40 years as a civil rights lawyer, 1970s through the 90s. He specialized in police misconduct cases, wrongful arrests, planted evidence, brutality. He won some, lost more, but he never stopped. "The badge doesn't make you righteous," Samuel told Marcus. "Character does. Remember that." Marcus remembered. When he joined the Navy at 19, he carried those lessons. He believed in honor, in serving something bigger than himself, in being the kind of man who stood for truth. Now sitting in court, he wonders if his father saw this coming. If Samuel knew the system would eventually come for his son too. Catherine Mills, Marcus's lawyer, is 32, young for a criminal defense attorney, but she reminds Marcus of his father, relentless, detail-oriented, unwilling to quit. She took his case when 3 other lawyers wouldn't. "The evidence looks bad," she told him at their first meeting. "But I believe you." "Why?" Marcus asked. "Because I've seen cops lie before." Her voice was steel. "And I've seen innocent people destroyed because nobody fought hard enough." She's found inconsistencies in Voss's report. The timestamps don't align. The bodycam footage has gaps. The chain of custody shows irregularities. But proving deliberate tampering, requires more than suspicion. The stakes crush from every direction. If Marcus is convicted, he faces 5 to 10 years. His military pension disappears. His daughter grows up with a father in prison. His wife loses everything they built. Sarah already suffers. Kids bully her at school. Parents won't let their children play with her. Last week someone spray-painted "druggie" on their fence. Natalie scrubbed it off before Sarah saw. Natalie works double shifts now. Tutoring after school, substitute teaching on weekends. The legal fees consume everything. Her parents helped with bail, emptying their retirement account. Natalie's sister sent $1,000 they couldn't afford. Marcus's SEAL brothers believe him. They've written character letters, attended hearings, but they can't testify to what happened that night. They weren't there. Only 2 people know the truth, Marcus and Derek Voss, and Voss has built his lie perfectly. Every detail documented, every procedure followed. His story never wavers. He's testified in dozens of cases. He knows how to sound credible, but Catherine sees the cracks. "He's good," she told Marcus yesterday. "But nobody's perfect. He made a mistake somewhere. We just have to find it." Tonight, while Marcus sits in his cell, Catherine works. She has 48 hours before closing arguments. 48 hours to prove a cop is lying. 48 hours to save Marcus's life. "Truth has weight," Samuel's voice echoes. It fights back. Marcus holds on to that, because it's all he has left. Catherine Mills sits in her office at 2 a.m., cold coffee in a chipped mug, files scattered across her desk. The building is silent, except for the hum of fluorescent lights. She watches the body cam footage for the 40th time. Officer Voss approaches Marcus's car. The timestamp reads 21:44:18. He requests license and registration. Marcus complies. Voss orders him out. 21:45:33. The search begins. Voss opens the glove box, checks under the passenger seat, moves to the trunk. The footage is continuous, unedited. 21:46:54. Then Voss walks back to his patrol car. The body cam keeps recording. His chest, the ground, the car door opening. He sits inside. The camera angle shows only the dashboard. 21:47:23. Catherine leans closer. The timestamp jumps. 21:47:23 to 21:47:26. 3 seconds missing. She rewinds, watches again. The gap is clean, professional, almost invisible. Her heart rate spikes. She grabs her laptop. Opens the dashboard camera footage from Voss's patrol car, obtained through Discovery. The angle shows the interior. Voss sits down, reaches toward his glove compartment. The timestamp 21:47:24. His hand moves, opens something, pulls out. The angle doesn't capture what, but his hand closes around something small. He palms it, smooth, practiced. Then he exits the vehicle. 21:47:28. Catherine's hands shake. She cross-references both timelines. During those 3 missing seconds from the body cam, Voss retrieves something from his patrol car. Something he didn't document. Something he hid. She calls Marcus. 3 rings. His voice is rough. Yeah? I found it. Catherine's voice trembles with adrenaline. Found what? Proof. The body cam footage was edited, 3 seconds removed, and the dashboard camera shows him taking something from his glove compartment during that gap. Silence. Then Marcus's breathing changes. Can you prove the edit? I need a forensic video analyst, someone who can testify the footage was tampered with. Catherine's mind races. If we prove he edited the body cam, his entire testimony collapses. How long do we have? 48 hours until closing arguments. Catherine stands, paces. I know a guy, former FBI. He's testified in federal cases. If anyone can prove this, he can. Call him. Marcus's voice hardens with hope. Now, Catherine hangs up. She searches her contacts. Finds the name David Chen, forensic video analyst. Based in D.C., she dials. Voicemail. She leaves a message. Urgent criminal trial evidence tampering. Then she watches the footage again. And again. The 3-second gap. The dashboard angle. Voss's hand movement. It's there. Buried under layers of procedure and protocol. But it's there. The truth always leaves traces. You just have to know where to look. Catherine saves the files. Makes backup copies. Emails them to herself. To her assistant. To 3 separate cloud accounts. This evidence can't disappear. Her phone buzzes. Text from David Chen. Got your message. Send me the files. I'll have an analysis by morning. Catherine's fingers fly across the keyboard. She uploads everything. The body cam footage. The dashboard camera. The police report. Voss's testimony transcript. Every piece of the puzzle. She hits send. Leans back. Exhaustion crashes over her. But underneath the fatigue, something else burns. We have him. We actually have him. Dawn breaks outside her window. Golden light spills across the files. Catherine closes her eyes. Thinks of Marcus sitting in a cell. Thinks of Sarah being bullied at school. Thinks of Natalie working double shifts. Justice has been slow. But it's coming. And when it arrives, Derek Voss will regret every lie he told. Catherine grabs her coat. She needs 3 hours of sleep. Then she needs to prepare the cross-examination that will destroy Officer Voss's credibility. The clock is ticking. But for the first time in 6 months, she believes they can win. Truth fights back, she thinks. Marcus's father was right. The courtroom fills early. Every seat taken. Reporters crowd the back rows. Catherine enters with a leather briefcase and steady hands. Marcus sits at the defense table in his grey suit. His eyes meet hers. She nods once. Judge Harlow takes the bench. Ms. Mills, you may call your first witness. Defense calls David Chen to the stand. A man in his 50s walks forward. Grey hair, wire-rimmed glasses. He wears a navy suit and carries a tablet. The bailiff swears him in. Mr. Chen, please state your credentials, Catherine says. I'm a forensic video analyst, 22 years with the FBI. I've testified in over 100 federal cases involving digital evidence. His voice is calm, authoritative. Have you examined the bodycam footage from Officer Voss's arrest of Commander Wright? I have. What did you find? Chen taps his tablet. The courtroom monitor displays the footage. At timestamp 21:47:23, there's a discontinuity. 3 seconds of footage are missing. The edit is sophisticated but detectable through frame analysis. The jury leans forward. Murmurs ripple through the gallery. Voss sits rigid in the back row. His jaw clenches. Can you explain what that means? Catherine asks. Someone deleted 3 seconds from the original file. The metadata shows the file was modified 2 hours after the arrest. The prosecutor stands. Objection. This is speculation. I'm presenting forensic evidence, Chen says. The timestamps don't lie. Judge Harlow waves the objection down. Continue. Catherine displays the dashboard camera footage. What does this show? During those missing 3 seconds, Officer Voss retrieved something from his patrol car's glove compartment. The angle doesn't capture what, but the movement is deliberate. Catherine pauses. Lets the testimony sink in. Is it possible this was innocent? Possible, but unlikely. Combined with the body cam edit, it suggests intentional evidence manipulation. The courtroom explodes. Reporters scribble notes. The judge bangs his gavel. Marcus exhales slowly. Natalie grips Sarah's hand. Voss stands suddenly. Walks toward the exit. His face is pale. The judge calls after him. Officer Voss, sit down, but Voss doesn't stop. He pushes through the door, gone. The room erupts in chaos. Catherine turns to Marcus. Their eyes meet. For the first time in 6 months, hope feels real. Judge Harlow calls a recess. 20 minutes. Catherine and Marcus sit in the conference room. Neither speaks at first. The weight of the moment hangs heavy. He ran, Marcus says quietly. Guilty people run. Catherine's hands shake slightly, adrenaline, relief, fear. But we need him back in that courtroom. Will Harlow issue a warrant? He has to. Voss just destroyed his own credibility. The door opens. The prosecutor enters. His face is grim. We need to talk. Catherine stands. About what? Officer Voss isn't answering his phone. His sergeant says he called in sick, but his patrol car is missing. Marcus's blood runs cold. What are you saying? I'm saying he might run. The prosecutor's voice is tight. And if he does, this case becomes a mess. Your office vouched for him, Catherine says. You put a corrupt cop on the stand. We followed the evidence, or you followed a lie. Her voice cuts. And now an innocent man's life is in pieces, because nobody questioned Voss's story. The prosecutor looks at Marcus. Something shifts in his expression. Doubt, maybe shame. If Voss doesn't return, I'll recommend dismissal. If... Catherine's voice rises. That man planted evidence, edited body cam footage, committed perjury. And you want to wait? I need to consult with my superiors. Catherine steps closer. Commander Wright has spent 6 months in hell. His daughter is bullied at school. His wife works double shifts to pay legal fees. You don't get to consult. You get to do the right thing now. The prosecutor leaves without answering. The door clicks shut. Catherine turns to Marcus. This isn't over. Voss ran because he's cornered. But cornered men are dangerous. Marcus stands. Looks out the small window. He won't disappear. He's too arrogant. What do you mean? Men like Voss don't run. They fight back. He'll try to destroy the evidence. Or destroy us, Catherine's phone buzzes. Text from David Chen. Voss just tried to access the evidence server remotely. System blocked him. But he tried. Catherine shows Marcus the message. Their eyes meet. He's not running, Marcus says. He's covering his tracks. Then we need to move fast. Catherine grabs her briefcase. Before he destroys everything we found. But as they leave the conference room, neither sees the figure watching from across the street. Derek Voss sits in his patrol car. Engine running. Eyes fixed on the courthouse entrance. His hand rests on something in the passenger seat. A backup plan. Because men like Voss always have backup plans. Inside the courthouse, the bailiff calls the room to order. All rise. Judge Harlow takes the bench. His expression is stern. Officer Voss has failed to return. I'm issuing a bench warrant for his arrest. This trial is in recess until... The courtroom doors burst open. Derek Voss strides in. His uniform is wrinkled. His eyes are wild. He carries a manila envelope. Your Honor, Voss says, I have additional evidence. The room goes silent. Marcus's stomach drops. Catherine stands. Objection. The evidence phase is closed. This is exculpatory, Voss says. He holds up the envelope. It proves Commander Wright is guilty. Judge Harlow hesitates. Approach the bench. Both of you. Catherine and the prosecutor walk forward. Voss hands the envelope to the judge. Harlow opens it. His face doesn't change. He shows it to Catherine inside photographs. Marcus's car. Different angle. Time-stamped the night of the arrest. The bag of cocaine visible under the seat. Before Voss found it, Catherine's heart stops. The photos look real, professional. Time-stamped before the bodycam footage. Where did these come from? Judge Harlow asks Voss, my personal camera. I photographed the scene before activating my bodycam. Standard procedure. Catherine's mind races. The photos are fake. They have to be. But they look perfect. And if the jury sees them, Marcus watches from the defense table. He sees Catherine's face, sees the photographs, sees Voss's triumphant smile. Everything they built is collapsing. Voss turns to the gallery, makes eye contact with Marcus. His smile widens. The message is clear. You thought you won, but I'm always one step ahead. Judge Harlow studies the photos. The timestamp is clear, 21:46:15. Before the bodycam search, before the discovery, Ms. Mills, the judge says quietly. How do you explain this? Catherine's hands shake. Because she can't, not yet. Not without proof that the photos are fabricated. And proof takes time they don't have. Marcus stands. Your Honor, sit down, Commander Wright, but Marcus doesn't sit. He stares at Voss. 20 years of training. 20 years of reading enemies. And in Voss's eyes he sees the truth. The photos are fake, but they're good enough to create doubt. And doubt is all Voss needs to win. The courtroom clears for lunch recess. Marcus sits alone in the conference room. The photographs spread across the table. Time-stamped, detailed. Damning, Catherine paces. Her phone pressed to her ear. David, I need you to analyze these photos now. Pause. I don't care if it takes all night. Marcus's life depends on it. She hangs up. Looks at Marcus. Chen says he can check the metadata. If the photos were created recently, he'll find proof. How long? 4 hours. Maybe 6. Marcus closes his eyes. 4 hours feels like forever. The jury saw Voss walk in with that envelope. Saw the judge's reaction. Doubt has been planted. Even if Chen proves the photos are fake, will it matter? They're going to think I'm guilty, Marcus says quietly. No, they're going to think Voss is desperate. But Catherine's voice wavers. Natalie enters. Her eyes are red. Sarah isn't with her. I took Sarah home. She couldn't watch anymore. Her voice breaks. Marcus, what's happening? He stands, pulls her close. We're fighting, but those photos are fake. Marcus's voice is steel. Voss created them to save himself. And we're going to prove it. But inside doubt gnaws at him. Voss is smarter than they thought. More prepared. The bodycam edit was sloppy, intentionally sloppy. It led them to Chen's testimony. But Voss had a backup plan. He always had a backup plan. Natalie pulls back, studies Marcus's face. Tell me the truth. Are we going to lose? Marcus thinks of his father, thinks of 40 years fighting police corruption, winning some, losing more, but never stopping. I don't know, he says honestly, but I won't stop fighting. Catherine's phone buzzes. Text from Chen, initial analysis. Photos show signs of digital manipulation. Need more time to confirm, she shows Marcus. A spark of hope, small, fragile. He's got something. The door opens. The prosecutor enters. His face is different now, harder. Miss Mills, we need to discuss a plea. No, Marcus's voice is flat. Commander Wright, those photographs are fake. And you know it. Marcus steps forward. Voss planted evidence 6 months ago. Now he's fabricating photos. And you're helping him. The prosecutor's jaw tightens. I'm trying to help you. If this goes to the jury with those photos, you'll be convicted. Then we'll appeal. Appeals take years. You'll sit in prison while I've survived worse than prison. Marcus's voice doesn't rise. Doesn't need to. I won't plead guilty to something I didn't do. The prosecutor looks at Catherine. You're his lawyer. Advise him? Catherine meets Marcus's eyes, sees the resolve, the steel, the refusal to break. She turns to the prosecutor. My client rejects your offer. We're going to trial, and we're going to win. The prosecutor leaves. Silence fills the room. Natalie sits down. Marcus remains standing. Catherine returns to her phone. The clock ticks. Outside, storm clouds gather. The afternoon light dims. Marcus walks to the window. Looks down at the street. Somewhere out there, Voss is planning his next move. Somewhere the truth is waiting to break free. Marcus's phone vibrates. Text from an unknown number. You should have taken the plea. This ends badly for you, he shows Catherine. She photographs it. That's witness intimidation. Add it to the list of charges, Marcus says, but the message burrows into his mind. Because Voss is right about one thing. This could end badly. The photos look real. The jury is already doubting, and time is running out. Marcus thinks of Sarah, thinks of her sleeping with the lights on, scared of nightmares, scared of kids at school. His daughter deserves better than a father in prison, but she also deserves a father who stands for truth. Marcus straightens, looks at Catherine. Whatever happens, we don't quit, she nods. Whatever happens. David Chen works through the afternoon. His office in D.C. glows with monitor light. The photographs from Voss display on 3 screens. He examines each pixel, each shadow, each timestamp. At 4 p.m. he finds it, the light source. The photo shows the car's interior, from an angle consistent with Voss's personal camera. But the shadows don't match the streetlight position. Chen pulls up the arrest location on mapping software. Calculates the sun's position at 21:46:15. The shadows in the photo angle north, but at that time, that location, light would angle southeast. The photos were taken somewhere else. Different location, different time, then digitally altered to match the arrest scene. Chen's fingers fly across the keyboard. He examines the metadata. The file creation date 2 days ago, not 6 months ago. The photos were created this week. After Catherine found the bodycam edit, after Chen testified, he calls Catherine. I've got him. In the conference room, Catherine puts him on speaker. Tell me, the photos are fake. Created 2 days ago. The shadows don't match the location. The metadata shows recent creation. And Chen pauses. I found something else. What? The image of the cocaine bag was copied from a different photo. Stock evidence photo from a police training manual. Voss literally copied and pasted it into his fake evidence. Marcus leans forward. Can you prove this in court? I can show the jury side-by-side comparisons. The metadata, the shadow analysis, the stock photo match. It's irrefutable. Catherine's mind races. How fast can you get here? I'm already on my way. I'll be there in 90 minutes. She hangs up. Turns to Marcus. We've got him again. Will the judge allow new testimony? Natalie asks. He has to. Voss submitted new evidence. We're entitled to challenge it. Catherine's confidence returns. This time Voss can't run. Can't fake his way out. The jury will see exactly what he is. Marcus nods slowly. But something bothers him. Voss is smart. He knew those photos could be analyzed. Why risk it? Catherine pauses. What do you mean? He's a cop. He knows about forensic analysis. Why submit evidence that can be proven fake? The room goes quiet. Natalie's face pales. Unless what? Catherine asks. Marcus's eyes darken. Unless he's buying time. While we're focused on the photos, he's doing something else. Catherine's phone rings. Unknown number. She answers. Mills, a voice she doesn't recognize. Ms. Mills, you need to check your office now. Who is this? A friend. Check your office. The line goes dead. Catherine looks at Marcus. Something's wrong. She calls her assistant. 3 rings, 4 voicemail. She tries again. Nothing. She dials the building security. This is Catherine Mills. Can you check my office? Suite 4 and 12. The security guard puts her on hold. Muzak plays. 2 minutes, 3, then, Ms. Mills, you need to come here. Right now. What happened? Just come, please. Catherine grabs her coat. Marcus follows. They run to her car. The drive takes 15 minutes. Every second feels like hours. When they reach the building, 2 police cars sit outside. Not Voss's department. County sheriff's. Catherine's assistant stands on the sidewalk, crying. I'm so sorry. I went to lunch for 30 minutes. When I came back, Catherine pushes past security, takes the stairs, 4th floor. Her office door hangs open. Inside chaos. Files scattered everywhere. Computers smashed. The evidence, bodycam footage, dashboard camera files, Chen's analysis, gone every copy. Every backup destroyed. Catherine stands in the doorway. Her legs feel weak. Marcus catches her. He destroyed everything. Not everything, Marcus says. Chen has copies. And the cloud backups, Catherine's phone buzzes. Email from her cloud storage service. Your account has been deleted at your request. She stares at the screen. He hacked my accounts. Deleted everything. Marcus pulls out his phone. Calls Chen. David, please tell me you still have the files. Silence. Then Chen's voice, shaken. Someone broke into my office. Stole my equipment. Everything's gone. Marcus closes his eyes. Voss didn't just buy time. He orchestrated a complete evidence purge. While they focused on the fake photos, he destroyed every piece of proof they had. Catherine sinks into a chair. We have nothing. No bodycam edit. No dashboard footage. No metadata analysis, nothing. But Marcus's mind shifts. SEAL training. When the mission fails, you adapt. You find another way. We don't need the evidence. What? We need Voss to confess. Marcus's voice hardens. And I know how to make that happen. The courtroom fills the next morning. Every seat taken. Cameras line the back wall. Judge Harlow enters. The room rises. Ms. Mills, are you prepared to proceed? The judge asks. Catherine stands. Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls Officer Derek Voss to the stand. Voss walks forward. His confidence has returned. Why wouldn't it? The evidence is destroyed. The jury doubts Marcus. Victory is within reach. He takes the oath, sits, adjusts his uniform. Catherine approaches slowly. Officer Voss, you submitted photographs yesterday. Where are they now? Entered into evidence, ma'am. And the digital forensic analyst who examined them? I'm not aware of any analysis. That's because someone destroyed the evidence. Catherine's voice is calm. Someone broke into my office. Deleted my files. Stole from a federal analyst. Who would do that? Objection, the prosecutor says. Speculation. Sustained. Catherine changes direction. Officer Voss, How long have you been with the police department? 11 years. In those 11 years, how many arrests have resulted in drug convictions? Voss shifts. I don't keep exact count. Approximately. Maybe 200. 200 drug arrests in 11 years. Catherine pulls out a document. According to your department's records, it's actually 312. That's 28 arrests per year. More than 2 per month. I work narcotics. That's my job. Quite successfully. Catherine pauses. Have any of those arrests ever been challenged? Voss's jaw tightens. People claim innocence all the time. I didn't ask if they claimed innocence. I asked if any arrests were successfully challenged. Silence. Voss glances at the prosecutor. A few cases were dismissed. Technical issues. How many? I don't recall. Catherine hands him a document. 15 cases. All dismissed because evidence was questionable. All involving black or Latino defendants. All traffic stops where you were alone. No partner. No witnesses. The courtroom stirs. Voss's face reddens. That's coincidence. 15 coincidences? Catherine's voice rises. Or a pattern. Objection! The prosecutor stands. The defendant's case is not connected to other cases. Judge Harlow leans forward. Miss Mills, where are you going with this? Your Honor, I'm establishing a pattern of evidence fabrication. Catherine turns back to Voss. You've done this before. Planted evidence. Destroyed careers. Destroyed lives. And you did it to Commander Wright. Voss leans forward. His voice hardens. Commander Wright is guilty. The evidence was planted by you. Catherine steps closer. You edited bodycam footage. Created fake photographs. Then destroyed every piece of evidence that proved your corruption. You can't prove any of that. Voss's confidence cracks slightly. Your evidence is gone, but your pattern remains. Catherine displays a chart on the courtroom monitor. 15 dismissed cases, all following your arrests, all involving minorities, all during solo traffic stops. The statistical probability of this being coincidence is enough. Voss stands. His voice booms. I've served this city for 11 years. I've risked my life. And you're calling me corrupt because some criminals got off on technicalities. I'm calling you corrupt because you are. Catherine doesn't flinch. You targeted Commander Wright because of his race. You planted evidence because you knew the system would believe a cop over a black man. You destroyed evidence because you're terrified the truth will... The truth. Voss laughs. It's bitter, sharp. You want truth? Fine, here's truth. The courtroom goes silent. The prosecutor stands. Officer Voss, don't, but Voss is beyond listening. 11 years of pressure. 11 years of covering tracks. And now, cornered, he snaps. You people think you're special. Voss points at Marcus. You wear a uniform. You get medals. You think that makes you better than me? His voice rises. I've worked this city for 11 years, dealt with criminals every day, and nobody thanks me. Nobody respects me. But him? He jabs his finger at Marcus. He gets a parade, headlines, hero seal. The jury stares. Catherine stays perfectly still, letting Voss talk. So yeah, Voss's voice drops, becomes quieter, more dangerous. Yeah, I stopped him. And yeah, I found something in his car. Because people like him, they always have something. They always... He stops, realizes what he's said. The courtroom explodes. Reporters surge forward. The judge bangs his gavel. Marcus sits motionless. His face shows nothing. But inside, relief floods through him. Voss just confessed. Not in words, but in tone. In admission. In the truth he didn't mean to speak. Officer Voss? Judge Harlow's voice cuts through the chaos. Did you plant evidence in Commander Wright's vehicle? Voss looks around, at the jury, at the prosecutor, at the cameras. His career is over. He knows it. His life is over. He knows that too. He could lie, could backtrack. But what's the point? He didn't belong here. Voss's voice is quiet now, defeated. None of them do. The room erupts. The judge calls for order. Deputies move toward Voss. Marcus stands. Walks toward the stand. Not aggressive, just present. He looks Voss in the eye. I served 20 years to protect this country, Marcus says quietly. To protect men like you. And this is what you are. Voss says nothing. Just stares. Then deputies lead him away. The courtroom chaos continues, but Marcus doesn't hear it. He turns, sees Natalie, sees Catherine, sees Sarah standing in the doorway, allowed in just for this moment. His daughter runs to him. He catches her, holds her, and for the first time in 6 months he believes everything will be okay. 1 week later. The charges against Marcus are dismissed with prejudice. The prosecutor issues a public apology. The police department launches an internal investigation into Voss's 300 arrests. 14 cases are reopened. 14 lives destroyed by planted evidence. 14 families who might finally see justice. Voss faces charges: evidence tampering, perjury, civil rights violations. Federal prosecutors are involved now. He'll spend the next decade in prison. Marcus sits in his living room, Natalie beside him, Sarah doing homework at the kitchen table. The evening news plays. His case is the headline, but Marcus doesn't watch. He watches his daughter. She's smiling again. Sleeping through the night. The bullying stopped when the truth came out. Now her classmates want to hear about her Navy SEAL dad. Want to know about heroes. Marcus's phone rings. His commander. Wright, we'd like you to come back. Full reinstatement, back pay. Promotion to captain if you want it. Marcus looks at Natalie. She squeezes his hand. He thinks about it. 20 years of service. He loved it. The mission. The brotherhood. The purpose. But he thinks about the past 6 months too. The system that failed him. The badge that meant nothing. The truth that almost stayed buried. Sir, I appreciate it. But I think I'm done. You're sure? I'm sure. My daughter needs me home. My wife needs me present. And I've served enough. He hangs up. Natalie leans against him. What will you do? I don't know yet. Marcus smiles. But I'll figure it out. Later he stands in the garage. Boxes of old case files. His father's files. Samuel Wright's 40 years fighting police corruption. Marcus opens one. Reads about a case from 1987. A black teenager arrested for drugs. Evidence planted. Samuel proved it. Won the case. Saved the kid's life. Marcus closes the file. His father's words echo, truth has weight. It fights back. Dad? Sarah stands in the doorway. You okay? Marcus pulls her close. Yeah, baby. I'm okay. Are you a hero? He thinks about that. About medals. About headlines. About what really matters. I'm just a man who didn't quit. That's all. Sarah hugs him. That sounds like a hero to me. Marcus holds his daughter. Outside, the evening turns to night. Yellow roses bloom along the fence. Inside, his family is whole again. His name is cleared. His future uncertain, but his own. He's not sure what comes next. But he knows this: he'll keep fighting. For truth. For justice. For the powerless who need someone to stand. Just like his father did 3 months later. Marcus stands in a community center. 20 teenagers sit before him. Young men and women. Black, Latino, Asian, white. All here for one reason: to learn their rights. If a cop stops you, Marcus says, stay calm. Be respectful. But know your rights. You don't have to consent to searches. You can ask if you're being detained. You can remain silent. One kid raises his hand. But what if they lie? What if they plant something? Marcus meets his eyes. Then you fight. You document everything. You get a lawyer. You never give up. Because the truth matters, even when the system tries to bury it. He thinks of Voss, sitting in a cell now, facing the same system he corrupted. There's poetry in that. Justice in it. But Marcus doesn't celebrate, because Voss is one cop. The system has thousands. And corruption runs deep, but change starts somewhere. It starts with people refusing to quit, refusing to accept injustice, refusing to let badges mean more than truth. After the class, Catherine meets him outside. She started a non-profit, free legal defense for people accused of evidence planting. Funded by donations, growing every day. How many cases this month? Marcus asks. 43. Catherine's voice is tired but determined. And we're winning most of them. Marcus nods. My dad would be proud. He'd be proud of you too. They stand in comfortable silence. The sun sets over the city. Somewhere, someone is being stopped by police. Somewhere, evidence is being planted. Somewhere, the system is failing. But somewhere else, people are fighting back, documenting, resisting, standing for truth. Marcus thinks of his father's office, thinks of 40 years fighting, winning some, losing more, but never stopping. He understands now why Samuel kept going. Because every victory matters. Every life saved is worth the fight. Marcus's phone buzzes. Text from Natalie. Dinner's ready. Come home, he smiles. Home. The word means something different now. Not just a place, but a purpose, a family, a life rebuilt from ashes. As Marcus drives home, he passes the courthouse, the building where he almost lost everything, where truth almost stayed buried, where one man's lies nearly destroyed him, but truth fought back, just like his father said it would. And in the end, truth won, not because the system worked, but because people made it work, because Catherine wouldn't quit, because Chen analyzed evidence, because Marcus refused to plead guilty to a crime he didn't commit. The fight isn't over. Corruption still exists. Racist cops still wear badges. The system still protects its own. But cracks are forming. Light is breaking through. And every crack, every ray of light, every victory matters. Marcus pulls into his driveway. Yellow roses bloom. Inside, his family waits. His daughter, his wife. His life, hard won. But has he learned something in those 6 months? Something his father tried to teach him. Something he finally understands. Justice isn't guaranteed. Truth isn't automatic. Freedom isn't free. You have to fight for it. Every single day. With everything you have. And you never ever quit. Because in the end, that's what separates the powerful from the powerless. Not badges. Not uniforms. Not systems. But the refusal to surrender. The determination to stand. The courage to believe that truth matters, even when everything says it doesn't. Marcus walks inside. His daughter hugs him. Natalie kisses him. They sit down to dinner. A family together, whole, and outside the world keeps turning. Injustice keeps happening, but somewhere someone is fighting back. Someone is standing tall. Someone is refusing to quit, just like Marcus, just like his father, just like everyone who believes that truth eventually always wins.